Hey, I'm on the edge of my seat here, back again with another brand new video. So today I will be no damaging all the missions in Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, the paid demo Konami took from the Phantom Pain to get a little bit more mileage and like cash out of a project which has been going over budget for like what, 1-2 years. Like, oh my goodness. I don't know, the development cycle of the Phantom Pain is just absolutely something to behold, but this game is still pretty good though, and I have not talked about any strategy so far. So anyways, just kind of run straight, but then once you get to the kind of like light part, kind of stop a bit, and then once like the lens flare goes away, like the very top, then you can like run past them, and then run through the rock, and then run there, and then once you like kind of cut across the field to like where I went to kind of get into this part, like I crouch. I don't know if you have to crouch, but I crouch just for safety. And also, sometimes enemy patterns can be a little weird. Like, I don't know, usually enemies will be in the very same position, like, all the time. But sometimes they'll be facing away from you, and sometimes they'll be facing right at you, which can kind of complicate things. In fact, there's an example in this very mission. But anyways, just like, just kind of crouch walk your way through there. But once you reach the section where this guy sees you, like lay down until like, I don't know, his suspicion thing disappears. And then once that disappears, he's going to turn around. So then take him out with the Shrank headshot. Boom. Now there's two enemies in here, and I'm going to do a straight run here. However, sometimes this guy will be looking your direction. So, just be wary of where he's looking. Kind of keep some situational awareness. And I'm going to call the helicopter right here because we're going to make a very quick exit out of this area. So then take this guy out with a headshot. And then there's going to be one guard, which is inside here. I'm going to roll up on him, and this is not as smooth a roll as I would like. Sadly, I wanted to get a bit of a smoother roll, but I had to go back a few times. But yeah, here we are. There we go. So first person, I'm going to try to get a headshot, and it takes a while, but I get it eventually. And now we are free to pretty much rush into the building. And here's a little quick tip. So when you're lockpicking, if you spam like the button, like the triangle button or the Y button faster, then you'll actually lockpick faster. I don't know. I didn't actually know that like my first couple times playing the game, but I learned. So yeah, that is a very useful skill. Also, Ground Zeroes, I don't know. I mean, I was playing the Phantom Pain, but I decided to do a video on Ground Zeroes because why not? Because Ground Zeroes is pretty short compared to the Phantom Pain. Like, the Phantom Pain's missions in general are like way longer. So hey, why not just release a no damage video on Ground Zeroes while y'all are still waiting on that Phantom Pain video? So yeah, after that, we're gonna run through there. But once you reach kind of like the opening in like that mountain gap, like that path, crouch because there's two guards approaching you. But if you crouch, they shouldn't be able to see you. Yeah, just kind of go here, and now we're gonna drop Chico off to pretty much lead us to our next objective.
Put the target on the chopper.
So here, since I already know where I'm going to go, I'm instead just going to play some dope music. And thankfully, it's kind of like the type of music you'd play on a car ride. And it becomes a lot more apparent once you realize the strategy for this part. But yeah, this isn't exactly a strategy I came up with on my own. I had some help. I don't know, usually with these stealth videos, I tend to look at how other people handled it and just usually adopt that into my own approach. And it's usually the same approach, but whatever. Sometimes we're going to like run, but then once you reach like the third cactus, crouch, because there's kind of going to be a guard there. And if you like run all the way through that, the guard might hear you and it might screw up his pattern. And if it screws up its pattern, then it might screw up the strategy here. So anyways, we're going to hide behind that bush, wait for like the guard near the truck to move away. And then we're going to move to this guy, knock him out, and then we're going to climb up into the truck, and we're just going to pretty much wait until we reach the part where we get out of the truck. And the part where we get out of the truck, there's a very, there's like one element which you should pray is like in your favor, but if it's not in your favor, then you can still deal with it. And this is actually the one attempt where it was not in my favor, so that was pretty sad. But yeah, I think I'll just let the nice music play out while Big Boss here just kind of sits there all sad and stuff. Oh, but I was talking about like who I copied the strategy from. So 360 Gamer TV, like his video, like his 9-minute attempt is pretty much what I was inspired by, because I didn't want to do no weapon because I don't think I'm extreme enough to do no weapon. But yeah, I instead followed 360 like Gamer TV's like pretty much guide on how to do this mission, and it worked out pretty flawlessly. Though sometimes like I would take a more safe approach, like sometimes I wouldn't run here, sometimes I wouldn't run there. And that's the thing with Ground Zero, it's like it's definitely harder than the Phantom Pain, but that's just because in the Phantom Pain like the areas are like a little smaller. Like I mean, in Ground Zeroes, you're constantly like in enemy territory, while in Phantom Pain, like most missions, there's like big stretches of like empty land, so you can kind of relax during those times. But here it's like it's constant. You gotta go, and also you don't have any, I don't know, easy. Oh yeah, so here's the part. So once you reach this part, this guard like will either be facing you or be facing away. But if he's facing you, then you're just gonna have to knock him out really quickly before he raises an alarm. Because if you like get out of the truck while the truck is moving inside, the enemies inside might see you, and it's happened to me, so I was pretty sad. So once you enter this area, there's going to be an enemy like between those things, so just kind of walk behind them and just kind of knock them out. And once you knock them out, we're going to go for a mad sprint all the way to the next piece of cover. And I mentioned that like in one of the previous obstacles, the way you avoid it is by moving when the lens flare isn't on you. That's another thing. So this game uses lens flares, and it's like, I thought it was kind of ridiculous, but it is kind of a neat gameplay icon. There's a better word for this, but kind of a neat way to like signify that the camera's not looking at you. So yeah, pretty much like cross when the camera's lens flare is invisible. Because if it's visible, then the camera's looking straight at you. So anyways, pause here. And also that's another thing. When you're like moving past the camera, don't sprint. Just like stand up and like walk that way. But once you reach the stairs, crouch. Because if you sprint, the guards might hear you. But once you reach this part, sprint. And here we go. We have pass. We have to go rescue Pass now, and once we do that, and yeah, we were kind of listening to her theme the entire way here to rescue her, you know, nice little musical moment there, I guess. Though now, like, I don't want to play it again, and also I'm kind of in a rush. So anyway, oh, actually no, this section is like you have like 10 or 20 seconds to kind of take a breather as a bit, but get into position to knock this guy out, but not too fast, because if you knock this guy out too fast, then the other guy you want to avoid, his pattern might get messed up and might actually look at you. In fact, I don't know what exactly influences what makes the other guy look at you, because I don't know, I've had attempts where I like, tried to get past this room, but the other guy catches me and I don't knock him out fast enough, and it's just like, bruh. So anyways, here I'm just going to wait until he's like kind of far away, and then that guy should hopefully not be looking at me, but it might be random, it might not be random. And usually this camera won't be angled towards you, so you can kind of just sprint up here once you reach the stairs. And there's other ways to deal with this section, but however, I'm just going to snipe this guy from across the room with a tranquilizer gun. So the tranquilizer gun is like one of the most overpowered weapons throughout all of Metal Gear. Like it was introduced in Metal Gear Solid 2, and it's been kind of a broken tool since, but it's fun though. And in this game, it works a lot like Metal Gear Solid 2's tranquilizer gun in that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna call the helicopter here because that's pretty much gonna arrive by the time I'm over there. So yeah, knock the guy out, call the helicopter, run when the camera isn't looking at you, and now here, just kind of crouch walk your way through here. There's gonna be a lens flare, but it's mostly from a tank, which is kind of empty and not looking at you, or like some other lights. So no need to worry about that. However, there's going to be one guard you're going to want to take out, and it's this guy on the watchtower. So you can either get clean headshots, or you could just slam these dudes with like 3 straight shots of tranquilizers, or 4 shots if you want to be extra sure. And now here I'm going to cut across the middle of the map, though I've had inconsistent results with running across the map here, but I guess running down the middle here after you knock that guy out should work most of the time. So, like, I mean, I don't know, the Phantom Pain tends to be more random just because, like, your objectives are spread out way farther and enemy patterns can be affected by time, day, while here it's a little bit more consistent, but they can still have some spontaneity to them. Like, this guy, for example, I don't know, the way 360 Gamer, like, did it, this guy wasn't looking at him, but now this guy is looking at me, so I kind of took it slow because I was kind of unsure if I could get past that part, and that was a good instinct because that guy was looking at me, so I just knocked him out there. Now, the next guard you're going to want to take out is the guy kind of in the little cubicle there. I don't know what those things are called, maybe a guard post. So yeah, just kind of take that guy out, and once you take that guy out, we can pretty much make a clean exit and just kind of go from there. But yeah, I was talking about something particular, but I don't know, I forgot. I guess I'll just let the mission end here. And oh yeah, you kind of make a nice little loop all the way back to the beginning of the level. So yeah, like, I mean, this mission is like a great first mission in a game, but in this game it's pretty much the game. I mean, there's like, oh, and here it did a little glitch where the camera effects, which would usually happen, don't happen, and Paz just straight up disappears when you put her inside, like the helicopter, so that was pretty nice. I don't know, I've had those glitches also happen to me while playing Yakuza, and the fun thing about those glitches in Yakuza is that the heat actions use multiple camera angles, but every time they cut to a different camera angle, like the models actually teleport to a different location. So when the camera effects are gone, you just see like this dude like teleporting from one place to another like 3 or 4 separate times, sometimes in midair. So like that was pretty funny. I actually have a recorded occurrence of this happening, but I haven't uploaded it, so I don't know how I'd upload it, but yeah. Oh yeah, did I mention I was trying to go for S ranks in every mission? Because I'm trying to go for S ranks in every mission. So, yeah, let's go.
Boss, the mission objective is to eliminate 2 U.S. Marines officials. The pair were in Laos together.
So here's kind of go for a nice sprint. However, there's going to be a guard right over there. So we're going to have to take that guy out. And usually you want to take these guys out with a tranquilizer pistol. I mean, you know, if you're okay with using it. Because the tranquilizer pistol kind of keeps them out, knocked out a lot longer than you, like, kind of throwing them. Though maybe they might stay down equally as long with a tranquilizer pistol if you choke them out, but whatever. So anyways, here we're going to crouch because there's going to be an enemy there. And we will be knocking that guy out because we're actually going to be, like, pretty much lay down here when the truck comes just so that the guys don't see you. And then once the guy starts running, take him out quickly. And we're going to create, like, a bunch of sleeping bodies here so that they don't hear you when you create the loud noise. Because there's going to be a lot of loud noise in this mission. So I mentioned that I used 360 Gamer like TV strategies for this mission. No, for like the previous mission, but I did not use any of these other strategies for the rest of the mission. So I don't know. I also have reflex mode turned off for the extra points, so I can get that S rank easier. And also, like, I mean, you know, you don't exactly have the slow-mo effect like in the other, like, you know, with reflex mode on, so you can't react that way, but you still do have a small chance to, like, react to enemies, like, kind of seeing you, to knock them out and stuff, and still get, like, a perfect stealth of sorts. So anyways, here, usually this guard wouldn't be looking at you, but for some reason he was kind of suspicious, I guess because I made a little too much noise on my path on the way here or something, I don't know why. So anyways, here we're going to jump to this truck to get the sniper rifle. And okay, so another thing about Ground Zeroes is that if you complete a mission with like an A rank or S rank, they'll spawn weapons like near your spawn point. And I actually do have a sniper rifle near my spawn point, but I didn't get it just because I don't know, just felt like doing this truck thing, and also it was part of the strategy of this other guy I followed. So here we're gonna snipe this guy with tranquilizer bullets from across the entire map, because if you stay here and like you let that guy not sleep, he'll actually see you and he'll get suspicious, and that'll be a whole sort of complication, which I don't want to deal with. And now we're pretty much gonna, like, we're really close to the ending the mission here, so I'm just gonna call the helicopter to come, because the helicopter takes a little bit of time in getting there. So to save time, you should just call them when, like, at a certain point. So there's two YouTubers I want to mention, which I followed their kind of guide videos for pretty much the rest of the missions. Well, actually, not exactly. There's like the final mission, it's like a certain guy, but for like missions 2 through 6, yeah, 2 through 6, it's another guy. It's like two guys. So I don't know. One guy I want to mention is Power Picks, who pretty much helped me with most of the missions, though sometimes I couldn't copy their strategies like one for one, because I don't know, usually I got complicated there. So yeah, pretty much it's two bald guys. You need to kill two bald guys, though to be fair, if you want to do it non-lethally, it's extract two bald guys. However, you can still get an S rank if you kill these guys fast enough, so pretty much just get the sniper rifle, pretty much make everyone in like your near vicinity like sleep, so that they don't hear you using this loud-ass sniper rifle, and then just snipe the two bald guys. And I screwed this up actually, because like, I don't know, usually you're supposed to kill like the bald guy in the tower like in one shot, but I missed my first shot, so it took me 3 shots, and that was just a whole mess. Like, you don't want to do that. You want to get that guy in one shot. But also I go for like the dude on the left first, because I don't know, if I get the dude on the right, the dude on the left kind of goes into hiding, and it's kind of like a complicated fast shot, and you don't want to deal with that. Well, if I shoot the dude on the left, the dude on the right doesn't react as fast, so that's nice. And yeah, that pretty much ends the mission there. But so yeah, Power Picks, I followed most of their strategies because like they were pretty much like strategies which were like super fast, you know, they're really precise, and they're also like not too hard to perform, though sometimes like, there's one mission in particular where I kind of had to make up my own strategy just because oh, you'll see what I mean when we get there. But yeah, I followed this dude's strategies mostly. And another person I followed was the TF2 Gentleman, who made pretty much a big compilation video with commentary on kind of like more my style, though sometimes his strategies didn't really align with like Power Picks' strategies, and usually I found myself relying more on Power Picks' strategies, though I still do recommend watching the TF2 Gentleman video if you like these like long commentary like gameplay videos, because well, it's more of that. And also, he went for harder strategies, or like harder objectives, like, you know, not killing people like I did in that previous mission. So, you know, props there indeed. And also he included a certain section of gameplay which I didn't include in my video, but I'll talk about that section of gameplay when we get there. And well, there's a very particular reason for it. So anyways, here's the mission where I take damage. So there's definitely strategies to this mission, though a lot of it's just going to rely on your ability to point and click. And I mean, honestly, I should have gotten more used to using a mouse and keyboard, because I used a controller for this entire section. That's because like at a certain section you're on the ground, and like I don't know, Metal Gear Solid is just a game that feels correct on a controller. I can't really get to grips with it on like a keyboard and mouse. Like I don't know, I mean, I was getting more like to grips with keyboard and mouse when playing the Splinter Cell games, but like when I'm playing Metal Gear, like I don't know, they just feel so finely tuned to playing it on a controller, especially like those earlier games, like the PS2 ones, where like all their like trickery with like looking up, looking down, like the leaning mechanic, like that's just a whole lot of controller trickery, which I don't, it's gonna be hard to replicate on mouse and keyboard. Like these games just feel built for the keyboard. No, not the keyboard, the controller. So when I was here, like in that first section, I was throwing a bunch of smoke grenades for no reason. And now here's the part where the enemies will actually start shooting at you. Like I was throwing smoke grenades to kind of experiment, see like how it would work, but there's no real strategy to it. Though at a certain point there is maybe one good use for smoke grenades. Though for the most part, I'm just doing it for flair, and just because I like the smoke grenades. So anyways, here is just kind of point and click, and also to get an S rank, you're pretty much gonna have to kill no one. And well, to be fair, killing no one becomes a pretty liberal like objective in like the last part of the mission, but as long as you use like the non-lethal revolver here, then you'll pretty much be good. But it does make things a lot more complicated because it's not automatic. You have to kind of aim your shots, and also from super far away, it's like, oh my goodness. And also with the helicopter moving everywhere, it's like, bruh. And on a controller, like, bro, like I mean, this Metal Gear Solid in particular, like on Metal Gear Solid 4, Peace Walker, and pretty much like everything after like a Metal Gear Solid 4 has had a more like streamlined, like straightforward control setup. Like it's not like the kind of, I don't know what's a good word to use for this, but like the kind of weird setups of like the previous games. Like I mean, Metal Gear Solid 1 setup isn't too bad, but then once you get to like the first person aiming, like Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, it's a little hard to understand if you've like never like played it before. So it's like, oh my goodness. But those like control setups I do really have a strong affinity for. But it's definitely not exactly as natural as something more streamlined like in here, Ground Zeroes and stuff. But I still prefer using a controller. I don't know, just like there's a lot of like movement stuff you can do, which is just like more tuned to a controller, I think. Like I don't know, dolphin dives and just kind of getting up and dolphin dives again. But in this game, it's actually like a little. Oh, so here, I used the smoke grenade like way back in the previous section, and like it kind of blocked an RPG guy from shooting his RPG for a little bit. So that was like an accidental cool thing I did there. But I don't really know what more to say aside from just take everyone out with like the non-lethal weapon. Like I don't know, I mean, pretty much what you see on the screen is what you get. There's not really much more to say, I guess. Though maybe sometimes like it's a good idea to focus on certain enemies over other enemies. Like there's one particular moment where you're really gonna want to focus on one enemy over another enemy, and there's another moment where you're gonna, like I don't know, you're gonna want to shoot a bunch of enemies before getting off, and I'll get to that moment when I get to that moment. But yeah, it's mostly just a rail shooter section where you could either take out the automatic weapon and kill everyone, or go for the harder, like more grueling attempt of just this pistol, this like revolver. I don't know, man. Like weapons is not my strong suit. So I don't know, if you're struggling with this section, it's pretty much just mostly a bunch of practice. Like practice, and you'll pretty much get to it. And also, when it comes to getting the S rank, it shouldn't be like too hard. I mean, it's hard, but it's not too hard. In fact, the game can be weirdly forgiving on certain parts of the S rank thing. I'll explain to that at a certain moment. So a certain moment really puts it into perspective. Oh yeah, I was saying something about the controls being more natural in the Phantom Pain. Okay, so there's this one thing. Well, before I get to that, this dude will shoot your helicopter a lot, so you're just kind of aiming the anti-air's like artillery's like general direction, and at one point you'll get him just like that. Look, I don't really know of any good skills or ways to get better at shooting that guy, but you need to shoot that guy, because if you don't, then your helicopter goes down. And also the sound of those like little bullets hitting your helicopter is really annoying. And this game has pop-in. Now, one thing that I'm wondering about is, if you have lower specs, do you have lower pop-in, or is that just something which like is based on like a game-to-game basis? I don't really know how that works. I mean, on console, I mean they have like the same specs for everything, so you can like judge whether one game has pop-in or one game doesn't. But if you have lower specs, does that make more pop-in? I don't know. Is there a certain setting that creates more pop-in? I don't know about that. But anyway, so there's this one thing you can do in Ground Zeroes where you press like square or X to dive, and then in Ground Zeroes, when you do that, you'll get up to like a crouching or standing position every time. However, in the Phantom Pain, you'll actually stay crouched. That's what the Phantom, because of this, the Phantom Pain feels like smoother to control, because it's like, you know, you dive and you actually stay, you know, dived. And also you can do a neat little thing in the Phantom Pain where you just dive, you slowly get up, then immediately dive. Well, in this game, you can't really do that, because every time you dive, you get up, and it's a weird thing. However, this game also has things which I like, though to be fair, I think some of the things I like may also be in the Phantom Pain, but maybe I missed them, I don't know. Like one thing is that, I don't know, I think you knock out and you like choke out enemies faster in this game than in the Phantom Pain. I don't know, in the Phantom Pain, like, there seems to be like a lot of time where you're choking enemies out. While here, if you like press that button super fast, you choke them out super fast. I don't know if this is also true in the Phantom Pain. I'd have to experiment a bit, but I don't think that's true. Anyways, so here, remember when I said that the S rank could be a little forgiving? Well, you can still get an S rank even if you retry the mission once. This is the part where I retried the mission, because I died at this point. Well, I retried, and I kind of cut out the part where I failed. So yeah, like, I mean, in the scoring screen, it'll still say that I retried once, but I still got that S rank. So, you know, as long as you don't kill anyone, and as long as you only do one retry, then you should be good. If you do like 2 retries, I can't guarantee you'll get that S rank. 3 retries, So yeah, I mean, once you start going above like 1 retry, you might as well restart the entire mission for that S rank. Though, I don't know, I haven't really experimented with that. So yeah, my strategies there is take out all the guys before you like get off your helicopter, because the reason I died is that I still left some guys alive, and then it was a mess. So anyways, here we're gonna grab this rocket launcher and we're gonna go into a tank fight. And it's really easy. Just kind of shoot them, boom, bam. So I forgot who exactly I followed for like strategy here, but all I can say is that the footage I saw, I did it better. I don't know, like, what was his name? Oh no, I forgot the guy's names. But like they were struggling with this tank, like the tank got shots on them, but me, I no damaged it. Well, oh yeah, but one thing you gotta watch out for is that there are enemies, you know, sleeping around you, but if you shoot a rocket near them, they might die. You know, the explosion might get caught in them, so one thing you want to do is you want to, you know, run really far to get a lot of space when you're like shooting at the tank, so that your explosion doesn't accidentally kill one of the people you've been trying so hard not to kill. Because once you kill one person, then that pretty much negates everything. So yeah, once you take out the tank, there'll be like, I don't know, 1 or 2 soldiers you need to take out, and then after that you'll be pretty much clear to go to the helicopter and just go out of there. Now yeah, I did not no damage this mission, so yeah, I'm kind of screwed there. I mean, no damage. I took a lot of damage here, but I did get that ice rank. You know, I'm happy enough with that. All right, so that'll be all for me for this mission.
Contact, 10 o'clock. Is that?
Oh wait, you still have to fight the helicopter, and this part is weird. Like, I don't know, I keep shooting it like that because that's what, like, I don't know what's happening in, like, the dude's video, but, like, I don't know if there's any purpose to shooting him here, but also there might be a purpose, because, like, when I actually get close enough to get, like, a red shot on him, you know, when your reticle turns red, it still doesn't do anything until I do a couple shots. I'm just wondering, does the guy in the helicopter have, like, an actual health bar where, you know, 1 bullet won't affect him, or is it just that like only 1 of my shots landed on him? But which is weird, because like I mean, there comes a point in this little helicopter fight where I landed multiple shots in the guy and it didn't do anything, or maybe it was just that my gun was super inaccurate or something. I don't know, just some weird glitch. Like, here we go. So like, right, I mean, I could have believed that all my previous shots didn't hit him. Like, I mean, all right, but here it's like, okay, that should have hit him. 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 What? Why is the dude not like falling off? Is it because he has a health bar? Like, I'm slowly draining away his stamina. I mean, like, what's going on here? And okay, that's the shot that got him. Like, all the other shots were way clearer. Like, what's up with that? That was weird. That was utterly strange.
contact with the undercover agent posing as a soldier at the base. He'll pass you a cassette tape containing classified information. Start by taking a look at the agent's VI on your iDroid. Once you've spotted him among the Marines, make contact and get that cassette tape.
So for this mission, I completely followed PowerPix's strategy because, man, it is such a good strategy. You just stay in this truck the entire time, and then like in the middle portion, you do like a very minimal amount of sneaking. You just get the thing quickly, and then you head out in the truck and just kind of leave. So just like any good car ride, I'm gonna listen to some good tunes here. So here we have the instrumental version of Heaven's Divide. So yeah, it's really epic. It's awesome. I mean, the original theme's also awesome. Ah! My boy Big Boss just disappeared. I hope he doesn't do that again. That would be really tragic. I mean, we do have to beat this mission and all that. But yeah, Heaven's Divide. So I don't know, the way I'm mixing the audio here, I can't actually... I can't hear the song, so oh well. I think I'll just let it play out for a bit because there really is not much to it.
Somebody wants themselves a place where they can interrogate POWs as they please without being held to the Geneva Convention. A black site. Vietnam is dragging on. The tide has turned against the U.S.
But yeah, here just kind of stay in the truck. And, oh, I guess there is one thing to keep in mind. Like, I don't know, in the Ground Zeroes mission, you knew when to get out of the truck because there was a cutscene that played. But here, you're not going to have that chance. You're actually going to have to know when to get off.
Has been submitted, but it only makes mention of expanding the refugee camps. Something's going on in Cuba's little America, far away from the eyes of Washington. The truth behind it all should be on that cassette tape.
Only you, I will do anything, leaving a trace for love to find a way when heaven's divide. Yeah, here, so when you're gonna enter the door right here, get off once you enter the compound there. Boom, and then go on the left. The enemy shouldn't have to see you, and then just kind of take this little left path here. Go under there, and man, the music here, I mean, it matches. I don't know, like just like you sneaking in, it's all epic and all that. I mean, this is a pretty mundane mission, but yo, this music be going off though. And that's why I like to upload no commentary, which, oh, when it comes at this part though, it's like, oh, I don't even do anything all that grand. I'm just gonna wait for this guy to pass by. So yeah, just kind of take that route, wait for that guy to pass by. And I'm zooming in on him to mark him, so I don't do any marking here just because I'm kind of running through and just hoping the enemies don't see me following the routes of other people. But here, I marked the guy. You can mark him with like the scouter thing or whatever, your binoculars, or you could just zoom in on him and it'll work. So yeah, take that guy out. And I'm going to hide his body because like the video also did that. And I think it's a useful thing. I mean, this run pretty much went perfectly, so it just kind of goes from there. And just kind of hide his body here. And once we do that, you can kind of just run to the ladder.
Take a look at the target's face on your iDroid
Oh.
so you'll know him when you see him.
Actually, I don't know. Oh, right. The reason I was trying to look for that is because... So, weird thing that happens is that sometimes the videos I see, they have weapons which I don't have. And I'm like, bro, why do you have that weapon? Like, PowerPix. Like, he had this weapon. Like a silenced, like, lethal weapon, which could take out the camera up here. However, another weird thing happened. I'm not sure if that building has a camera. However, I treated this building as if it had a camera. So yeah, here the music just fades out beautifully, like this nice sunset. Very nice timing on my part, I'd say. But yeah, so apparently there's a camera in this little area. So if you enter this room to pick up the cassette tape, you'll get caught. But I never saw the camera, but I treated it like there was a camera there. So I don't have the weapon to take it out. So instead, I'm going to smoke the place up. And I guess it worked, because, I mean, I didn't get caught. But I don't see a camera in this little cubicle here. I don't know. Maybe there was, and I just wasn't paying attention. I mean, the camera is angled in such a way where you wouldn't see it when entering the room. It's like a little tricky camera. But I just kind of smoked the room up, and I guess that works. And I do like smoke grenades quite a bit. It's usually really fun to play around with, and also really fun to play around with enemies. So here I jump off there, and I land on there. So, I mean, even if you, like, land on the ground, you really won't take any damage. But I landed on something higher than the ground, so there wasn't even any impact. So, lucky on me. And now we're just going to get into the truck again to pretty much do our big escape. And now the music died, so instead, I'm going to play the final boss theme of Peace Walker. And, oh yeah, that reminds me of something I wanted to talk about but never brought up. So, the tank fight in this game it's really easy, and to be fair, I don't want it to be hard, but it's just that, like, if you've played Peace Walker, that tank should not be an issue whatsoever, because, man, the things which Peace Walker requires from you for some of its boss fights, I mean, I guess that would be more suited to a discussion on Peace Walker, but hey, you can kind of apply that to any of, like, the mech boss fights in, like, the Phantom Pain, you know, the one. Like, that doesn't compare to really any of the mechs in, like, Peace Walker. And, well, I wasn't really all that big on Peace Walker's boss fights because they were just kind of like these weird Monster Hunter, if it was Metal Gear type thing. And they're not exactly badly designed fights. And especially if you're approaching it from, like, a Monster Hunter perspective where, you know, the fight might take forever alone, but if you had a group of friends, it will take, like, shorter. Look, I mean, some Monster Hunter fights, it could take like 30 to 40 minutes, but if you go at it with like 3 other dudes, that could be shortened down to 5 minutes easily. I mean, that kind of design. I mean, if you approach Peace Walker that same way, I mean, it's all right. But, you know, like the previous Metal Gear boss fights, they were so memorable just because all the cool ways you can kind of mess around with them. And like the Peace Walker boss, oh, he just disappeared. Oh man, the Peace Walker boss was just kind of like, you just kind of go with the flow. Like, there really isn't any, like, smart ways to get around them, and they're not really stealth-based at all. So, I mean, I don't know, I mean, if there was a stealth boss, I mean, the only stealth boss fights in, like, Peace Walker would be, like, those tank and, like, helicopter fights, but those are not fun. Like, those are, like, really annoying trial and error stealth. Like, not fun, dynamic stealth, so it's like, man, come on. So yeah, here you just kind of stay in the truck, and the truck will pretty much go out of bounds of the mission, which pretty much gets you out. So just get that cassette tape and then head out. So this mission, like, normally is more complicated because you have to talk to someone, but that someone betrays you, and it puts the whole place on alert. And then after that guy betrays you, you have to find the actual cassette tape because the dude gives you a fake cassette tape. However, I just went to the place where the real one is, and I just picked it up and dipped. So yeah, like, if you know what you're doing, it's very simple. But on a first-time playthrough, then they could be a lot more complicated, and to be fair, you should go for the more complicated route because it's, like, you know, the natural one. It's like the dynamic, you know, story-based one. So yeah, we're just gonna end the mission here, and we're just gonna move on.
Retrieval complete. I don't think that could have gone any better. That's why you're the man in charge. Boss, this mission comes from none other than the JCS. A MAGTF will very shortly conduct a heliborne assault on that base. Their objective is to seize control of it, and the one thing that could get in their way is the base's anti-air defenses. You need to take out the
So this mission was kind of hell for me. It's probably the hardest mission in the game aside from, like, the main Ground Zeroes mission. Well, I mean, it's the hardest mission until you know how to do it. Like, I don't know, once you have a solid route that will get you the rocket launcher, then it becomes a lot easier. But it's still, if you don't know the route, then it can kind of screw you over. So, I don't know, I couldn't follow the video guides because, like, the video guides I saw either had a silenced weapon they could use or they had a rocket launcher straight from the start. So, like, I mean, I saw both, let me look at their names again. So, I don't know, you start this mission off, you kind of run to where I went, and then you take that guy out, and then you take the guy out, hang out here, and then you shoot the other guy. There's, like, you shoot the 3 guys. Snipe, snipe, snipe. And then once you do that, move this guy out of the way, because we're going to blow this thing up with C4, and if you leave the guy there, he's going to die. And we do not want to kill anyone in this mission, so just kind of keep that. So, yeah, I looked at PowerPix's and the TF2 Gentlemen's videos, and both of their strategies didn't work for me because they either had a rocket launcher at the very beginning of the mission. You can only do that if you A-rank this mission, and I did not do that. However, getting the A-rank or, like, without the rocket launcher was challenging enough. So I had to come up with something all on my own. So anyways, here, just kind of after you did what I did, just knock that guy out, and then move over here, and, like, there's 2 enemies over here. So once you knock this guy out, there's going to be an enemy who immediately notices, and I'm going to knock him out too. And so a minute or 2 into this mission, the whole base goes on alert, and I actually want that because once the base goes on alert, there's going to be a certain enemy that comes by my way, like in my direction, that has a rocket launcher. And this is pretty much the natural way to get the rocket launcher. So, like, I mean, if you had an A rank in this mission before, I mean, it's like at the beginning of the mission, so you don't have to mess with any of the stuff I'm doing right now. But if you want to play this mission like more naturally and just kind of pick stuff up like in the environment, this is pretty much how you do it. I'd say it's a pretty good way to go about it. So here I'm just kind of watching out if there's any enemies there, but I guess they're not there at the moment because I kind of took out all the enemies, like the 3 enemies like in that other area, so they're just kind of, they don't show up. So like up there's going to be 2 enemies with rocket launchers. One's going to go all the way to the right, the other one's going to go straight down where we are, which pretty much gives us a good chance to pretty much run up on him and take his rocket launcher. And then once we have his rocket launcher, we're going to go back to where we pretty much were, and then we can take out the 3 like anti-air things really easily. So yeah, there we go. There's our guy with the rocket launcher. And I don't know if I actually did this like the first time. I didn't know this would happen, but it did happen, and now I know how this mission works, and it's very nice. Also, I definitely recommend taking out those beginning people, like, you know, when I took them out. Like, everyone I took out near the beginning of this mission, and also the ones afterwards. Like, everyone in that area, take them all out, because if you don't, one of them might go up to the tower, and, like, that gives them a little too much vision, and I got caught too many times. Now, I have no idea what enemy was over there, or how they saw me, but they did, so... Yeah, here I'm playing it extra careful because, like, I mean, there's a lot of, like, times where I just screwed up in this mission. I didn't like that. And now that I have a rocket launcher, I have a solid way to complete it, and I just don't want to screw that up. So, yeah, there's no one up there in the watchtower, so now I'm going to go for a little crouch walk. And so pretty much I have C4 in one of these things, and now I have a rocket launcher. So the C4, I can just blow that up whenever I want to, but then with this rocket launcher, I can blow up, like, the 2 other ones, which I need to blow up from a distance. And also, you're going to want to put everyone to sleep in this area, because if you don't, then they'll see you. And it's like, oh, come on. Oh, yeah, so here's another thing. I'm not sure if this is in the Phantom Pain. Like, it probably is. I just never did it. Yeah, if you press, like, the lockpicking button, like, harder, then you'll lockpick harder. I don't know if that's in the Phantom Pain, but I never did it. But it probably is. So, like, here I'm kind of, you know, contemplating, but I'm just going to go with the rocket launcher first. So, yeah, pull that out. Take that one out. And then take out the one to the right.
Excellent work.
And take the one out to the right, come on. And then C4. So this isn't the smartest way to go about it, because on the C4 one you can actually save, because like once you defeat like 3 of those things, the tank's gonna come in and you're gonna want to destroy the tank. However, there's a smarter way to go about it that could get you more points. Because an optional objective is rescuing prisoners. Now, I don't do this optional objective because I just did not have the time on my hands and I didn't position myself well enough to like rush it. So like here I'm kind of like going with the flow. Like this is kind of very improvisational because now the tank's gonna come in like super immediately. There's gonna be seeing me there like, oh my goodness, like, oh my god, it's right there. So I'm just like crawling, hoping the tank doesn't see me when I blow it up. And thankfully it doesn't. But like on a smarter way to go about it is that I would probably save my C4 explosive until I'm like right next to like the prison camp. You know, like in the very first mission of this game where you rescue Chico from, once you're near that area, like blow up the last like anti-air thing, and then like you could place like the bombs near this one really particular like dark bridge area, like I don't know, this bridge which overlooks like this dark tunnel. You could put the bombs there and then blow up the tank when it passes by there, because you actually have good cover like around here, I think, or maybe there, I don't know. Because once you blow that up, then you can kind of wait for the tank to go by and then blow up the tank, and then you'll be right there before the timer even starts. But now the timer already started, so I have no time to rescue any prisoners, and also rescuing prisoners can get complicated. And also near this area there's like landmines which can kind of trip you up, so I'm just taking it slow because I don't want to get blown up. Though on this side there shouldn't be any, but if you go in from the left side, like right now I'm going from the right side, but if you go in from the left side, like there's landmines which can kind of screw you over. And you can spot them with night vision, which is why I activated this. And also, if you take like the upper level of this path instead of the lower level like I'm doing, there will be mines there. But the lower level, there's no mines. So I'm not going to rescue any prisoners, because even if I don't, I'm going to get the S rank because I did it really fast. And yeah, that pretty much ends that. And that ends the mission.
was incredible, boss. I don't know how you stay so steady when everything goes to hell. Come on home.
So in this cutscene I skipped, they do a very funny thing where it's like, oh my god, oh my goodness, Big Boss, he looks like the cover of the first Metal Gear Solid, oh my goodness. And also, in other videos I've seen of this mission, they actually have like the PS1 graphics, like, you know, like the Snake models, like the PlayStation 1, but for some reason in my mission that didn't happen, and I don't know how to change it. So anyways, the strategy here, I saw most people like straight run through this, like, and by most people I mean like the two YouTubers I saw these, like I saw them like run throughout this entire area, but at that part where I crouched, I did that because there's just an enemy there. If I run past him, like, he'll see me, but for some reason in the video I saw they didn't see him, and I was like, what? That's strange. So yeah, just kind of run, but like once I go past that crouching part, just, yeah, straight sprint. And then here I'm going to crouch because there's like an enemy camera there, so you know why not. And here we're going to recreate our first scene. Now there's a bunch of scenes to recreate in this like mission, and you could recreate them all, but it'll take a very long time, and you don't need to for the S rank. I'm just gonna do 4, and to be fair, I maybe could have gotten away with just doing 3, but however the 4th one was really important to me and I had to do it, and also might as well secure that S rank just with those extra points. So yeah, there I'm gonna go for the camera, and then the next one I'm gonna go for is the helicopter. Now here I'm taking like this big route here to avoid the enemy who's like gonna see me. Like, he's still gonna like catch a glimpse of me, but if I went like, you know, through his line of vision like closer, then he would have caught me. Though for some reason in the videos I saw they don't get him, like they don't get caught, so that's weird. So here I'm gonna get the helicopter. And now one scene which I'm not gonna recreate is the spotlights, because I'm just not gonna mess with that puzzle. Like, it was challenging in like the first Metal Gear Solid, like figuring out how the hell that thing worked, and here I'm just not gonna mess with it, and I just don't want to, and it's not even that cool, so I'm just not gonna do it. Instead, I'm gonna go for another scene to get the 4 like desired scenes I want to get that nice S rank. So yeah, once we enter here, we're gonna get the blackout scene, and yeah, this mission is really pandering. Like, it's called Deja-Vu, but it makes no sense in the context of Big Boss, because like the Big Boss is like having deja vu about events that happened 30 years in the future, events that happened to a different person entirely. Like, what? Bro, this isn't gonna happen to Big Boss. It's gonna happen to Solid Snake. Like, Big Boss has zero memory of these events, but for some reason he's remembering what his son is gonna go through. Like, okay. I mean, yeah, it's just a pandering mission for fans of Metal Gear Solid 1, but just like the Deja Vu title makes no sense. It's Deja Vu for the player. So yeah, there I recreated the blackout. And then once you recreate the blackout, we're gonna go up here to get a tranquilizer gun, which, well, to be fair, I don't really think you need to get it. You could just okay, so you start this mission off without any weapons as a, you know, as a reference to the first Metal Gear Solid, like, you know, on-site procure. I don't know how to say that word. So you procure your like weapons on site. You know, you don't have anything in your inventory. Like, cool, we're recreating that. So, but to be fair, this mission is really easy with the right routes and all that. There's barely any enemies around, so it's not all that challenging. So like up here is a tranquilizer gun, though to be fair, like I'm only gonna use it on one enemy, so it really wasn't all that necessary. And oh yeah, so here, if I drop down here and go through the little vent through there, that ends the mission. So pretty much once you recreate all the scenes you want to recreate, just go through there, and it pretty much ends the mission. So yeah, it's pretty much just one guy in this area which I had to take out, and the tranquilizer gun was useful, though maybe it wasn't really necessary. So here I'm crawling to like be careful, but then I think that there's not any enemies, but boom, there's one guy there. So I'm just gonna take him out. Oh, but there I kind of ready nothing, so I was kind of prepared to shoot that guy with nothing. But yeah, just kind of crawl and wait for that to go away, and then we're just going to take him out from a distance. Though to be fair, I probably could have just ran up on him and knocked him out, and it would have been a faster time, and I would have gotten the 4 scenes I wanted, but oh well. I'm not here for an ideal run, I'm here for S rank. So let's go. So here, now that there's no enemies, we're going to run to the best scene in the game easily, and you'll see what I mean. Like, I was saying that this mission's really pandering, but like, man, like these goofy ass transitions for everything are like kind of ahead of their time for like how recognizable they are in the mimetic space of today. So here's the section of gameplay I skipped because so after you like complete the mission, you'll go through like a little Metal Gear Solid quiz. However, if you press the skip cutscene like thing, it just skips the entire thing. Like you don't even get a hint of do you want to skip this? It just skips the entire thing. And it's like, what? Because like the whole thing sets itself up as like, oh, this is where you're really gonna get tested. Like, I mean, you know, if you don't do this, you're gonna fail the mission for real. But you can just skip it with the skip cutscene button. Like, what? I'm sure there's some cassette tape I missed. So anyways, here we're playing as Raiden. I had the sword. But we don't have any sword in this mission, but we do have a knife. So anyways, here we're dealing with live human people and with snatchers. And you can kill the snatchers. I never played Snatcher, though. I probably should. It seems like a cool game. So there's 12 enemies you have to take out. And some of them you can kill them, and some of them you have to keep them alive. Because if you killing these snatchers will not affect your kill count, you'll pretty much still pass the mission without killing anyone. However, if you kill any of the actual people, then that will pretty much. So pretty much there's two guys there. There's one guy in the watchtower. He's human. Knock him out. And then the guy in the field there, you kill him. And I pretty much take out the human first, because then I can just run after the guy in the field without having to worry about the guy in the watchtower, who's a human. And then the guy watching the watchtower there, that's a snatcher. Kill him. And then once you kill that guy, there's going to be another guy here. He's a snatcher. Kill him. And then in the upcoming area, there's going to be a human. Do not kill him. So yeah, just bang. So it's good to memorize like what you have to kill, because it can kind of be hard to keep up with if you're trying to run through the level like I am. So in this big area, there's going to be one human. However, in like a couple seconds, like 30 minutes or like in a minute, there's going to come a car. And in the car, there is a human and a snatcher. However, I'm going to deal with the car after I deal with everyone inside this little base thing. Like once we go through the door, we're going to deal with a bunch of people there, and then we'll come back to this area to deal with people in the car. So here we're going to move this human, because this person is a human, so instead of killing them, knock them out. I'm going to move them to a place that's not near these doors, because the end of the mission is going to be a big action set piece. And I'm going to be shooting rockets. Wow! So if I shoot a rocket and the enemy's sleeping near there, boom, he dies. That adds to my kill count, and it's like, no, 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 no. So anyways, here we're going to go through this door. We're going to take out this camera here. And there's going to be an enemy right down the stairs. And I don't know, every time I've gone through this, the enemy's always looking away from you. But with this game, I don't know, you can never be too sure. So like I'm always kind of careful when approaching this area. So yeah, if the guy's looking away, just go for a nice little headshot, papinga. And once you get that guy, they pretty much just follow the same route and you'll be good. So there's going to be a guy down here right to the left. It's going to be really far away, so might as well just rush him and barrage him with bullets before he can do anything. Just boom, 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 take him out. And then once you do that, like pretty much exit this little area. This is pretty much the same area where pause was being held, and now run through the middle here. This is where we found the Moea, boom, boom, boom. And here, I mean, it's a little weird if the enemies will be in the exact place I want them to be, but right now they are in the exact place I want them to be. So there's going to be a camera there. Take out the camera. Take. Oh, I guess I'm going to scan the enemy there. I was making sure of like where they were. I was making sure that those people were in the right place I wanted them to be. So yeah, blow up that barrel and that should take out like the two snatchers. Excuse me. Like shoot out the barrel and that should take out the two snatchers in this area, and there'll be one like human left, and he'll usually be there. However, sometimes he's not there. And I've had instances where I like did the speed run thing, and then the enemy was like standing right in front of me. It was a human being, so I couldn't just blast him with like the automatic machine gun. So like I don't know. The thing is, you can kind of like pull up on the snatchers, and it won't really matter if they see you. You can just barrage them with machine gun bullets until they die. However, if you like pull up on a human enemy and they're far away, like a tranquilizer gun, unless you get a perfect headshot, isn't gonna take them out immediately. So yeah, there's gonna be like two snatchers, which you pretty much blow up with the explosive barrel. And then there's gonna be a human being. You take them out, like just knock them out. And then right back here, there's going to be a snatcher and a human left, and they're not hanging out in their car anymore. I don't know. One thing that happens when the base isn't on alert is that they'll just ride throughout the area in their car, and I don't know what triggers them to stop, but I guess they were triggered to stop by the events I did in there. And yeah, so take out one snatcher and then one human being. And now here, there's going to be a helicopter on our way, but before that helicopter arrives, we're going to enter this little area to pick up some C4 and this rocket launcher right here. So the reason we're going to use the C4 is that we're going to... Oh, and I forgot to mention, so the strategy for this area... The strategy for this mission I got from a different YouTuber, and that different YouTuber, their name is... Let me pull it up. So the strategy, which I kind of copied, is Legendary Snake V. Like, his strategy for this mission is probably the best. So, like, a shout out to that guy. Like, I mean, his video was super helpful. And, well, to be fair, I kind of had to modify his strategy because at one point I was kind of screwed. Like, I don't know. The action set piece which happens in this mission is really easy. However, if you kind of like mismanage certain things, you can get caught. Like, you can actually like get like, even though you're like in a full out like firefight, you could still get alerts, and alerts bring the mission down, bring like your mission points down. So like, I mean, you get a lot more points if you're never detected. And you're going to need those points to get the S rank. So if you get detected during this action set piece, it's kind of hard to tell when you get detected. I mean, if an enemy, like, if like the white enemy indicator for when they see you, like, comes up, then you're probably detected. So anyways, once you have the materials, and once you set, like, the C4 where I set it, just wait near the helipad until, like, the, you know, saving game thing pops up and where your objective thing disappears, and then run up here. And then up here is going to be an enemy who comes up there, like, the legendary Snake V. He used a rocket launcher to kill this guy. However, I'm going to save my rocket launcher ammunition because it's going to be really useful for later parts. I get a little bit too like gun happy, and if I waste all of it, I kind of get put into a situation where like my silencer runs out. So anyways, there's going to be some enemies running up there, and then once I shoot like my little rocket launcher there, it's going to activate the C4 I put down there, and I guess that helps. However, there's still some C4 on the right side, and I haven't really activated it yet. However, that becomes really useful for when enemies start flooding in there. I mean, I try to shoot a rocket launcher thing, but I miss, and I instead shoot the crate behind them, so it doesn't kill them. So I'm like, man, I'm just going to use my C4, and thankfully that was the exact right call, because it kills everyone behind them too. That kind of rushed things up. So yeah, I kind of used like my rifle instead of my rocket launcher for the guy in the tower, because there was only one guy. So, you know, might as well. I mean, I don't, because like this rocket launcher is going to be really useful for like the helicopter and also the next round of enemies that comes like after this section. So anyways, there's like one enemy left like on that side, so instead of using my rocket launcher, I'm going to use the rifle here. And once your like silencer runs out, if you shoot it too much, like unsilenced, then the enemy can spot you, and that pretty much activates an alert. And once you activate an alert, that takes away your points, and it pretty much takes away your S rank, even if you don't take any damage. So shame. Also, this mission I did do no damage, so I'm very happy about this. So anyways, here I'm using night vision to kind of spot the enemies easier, and it wouldn't be a Metal Gear game if the helicopter didn't get in the way of you firing. Just Metal Gear Solid 2 vibes all over again. To be fair, people say that this game is very similar to the Metal Gear Solid 2 tank chapter, so hell, there we go. Another thing that's very similar to Metal Gear Solid 2. So anyways, here, I don't think there's any real reason to shoot that helicopter at the beginning. You can kind of take care of the helicopter later, but might as well get one shot in there to make it easier to take it down later. But to be fair, it's still a very easy thing to take down. But yeah. After that, there's going to become a crowd, like, pretty much on that side, and then I save my rocket launcher, like, ammunition just so I can take out this crowd easily, because trying to take them out with, like, the machine gun, and also, like, by this point, you probably used the machine gun enough that your silencer ran out, so it's a very tricky thing. It's a very tricky thing. But now, I just have to take out the helicopter, so just boom, take it out. And now I'm going to, like, get off my platform, because, like, that helicopter's, like, a little too close for its own good. Like, oh my goodness. But instead, I accidentally used the spotlight. So there, I'm going to jump off, and now we're just going to put this thing down for good. And, yeah, that pretty much ends the mission. And I think I was saying something, but I forgot what I was saying. But, yeah. That pretty much ends the mission, Cowabunga. So, yeah, thanks for watching. I plan on doing the Phantom Pain next. And I mean, I mentioned this in like a text post I posted before, but I'll be splitting the Phantom Pain video in 2 parts, maybe even more parts if it gets a little too ridiculous. Though I am still expecting this video to be one of the biggest ones I've ever done, like probably the biggest one. And I don't know, I haven't really talked much story in this video, and that's because I'm probably gonna save any story for like the Phantom Pain video. Because like, I don't know, I think this feels like a class presentation I have to prepare. Like, I'm going to do a little bit of research. I'm going to listen to some cassette tapes. I mean, I'm going to try to, like, you know, learn about the Phantom Pain, so I know, like, so I have topics to talk about with that video. So yeah, I guess I'll see you then. I'll try to upload stuff in between me doing the Phantom Pain video, because that's just gonna be insanely massive. So yeah, see you then.
Great work. You leaving already? I'm gonna miss having a guy like you around. Boss, the crisis is over.